Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Sneak Peek. So I'm David.
And I'm Brian. Thank you so much for participating in the huge giveaway. We have picked the winners, and the winners of the prizes are shown on screen here. So a huge congratulations once again. Thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to stay tuned for more giveaways in the future. So without further ado, let's get into this week's episode.
So for this week's episode, we have a very special guest.
Yes.
So shall we welcome Mr. James?
Yay, Mr. James. Hey, okay. Hello. Okay, so just a brief introduction about James. So James has only been in Singapore for 4 years. He's a sneaker enthusiast and he's a producer as well. He's basically, can we say what you do?
Yeah, I'm a screenwriter.
Yeah, he's a screenwriter, and he was actually on the front of the Straits Times wearing some Sean Waterspoon Asics, and this was for a book that he wrote. You wanna just briefly tell the audience like what the book's about?
The book was about male infertility.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was something that doesn't really get much coverage. I think when people are struggling to have babies, then there's a lot of attention on the women's side, but not so much on the guy's side.
So be sure to check his book out. Yes. Alright. So you've only been here for 4 years. How do you get into sneakers? And I think you're from the UK, right? So, what are the differences in sneaker culture here compared to like in the UK?
Well, I don't know if it's a generational thing or it's a Singapore thing. The main difference I see over here is the prevalence of the reseller.
Yes.
I think sneaker culture resale culture is also pretty prevalent everywhere. I think it's just like in recent years, perhaps. Yeah, but I think Singapore's culture takes a lot of influence from the US and the UK as well. So.
Yeah, no, when I was growing up, it was like
easy to cop sneakers,
yeah. And then when you're done with it, then you just sell it and you don't really worry about. For me, like the goal is to, I don't want to waste time haggling with some guy for 2 months.
Correct.
I just put it for a steal, get rid of it, and then go buy some other shoes.
Me too. Okay, so being a content creator, like, how often do you take note of an individual sneaker?
I mean, I don't know if it's a content creator thing, but I definitely take note all the time because I'm always thinking if I see someone with cool sneakers, that means that they know when I'm wearing cool sneakers.
Cool, yeah.
True.
So I want to know that they know.
What do you look out for in sneakers? Is it like style, functionality, hype?
For me, it's just color.
Color? Wow.
Color and it's a thing. Like I was talking to my wife about this because I see when she buys handbags, she's always buying what I would consider boring colors, like white, black, and she's always like this very classy, timeless, understated. But for me, having no money growing up, if you have something nice or expensive, you want everybody to know, like immediately. So I just want loud.
Is that why you were rocking the Sean Waterspoon Asics because of the multi-colors? And
yeah, exactly. I want people to see it and be like, oh, that guy has some cool shit.
Okay, so we are going to go into the second section of the show today. So it will be the shoe review. So as James said, he's really into color. So he has brought a very special pair of shoes for us today to review. I hope you guys can see the box. You guys are wondering what this is? No, this is not a Sailor Moon collaboration. You want to explain like how do you get these pair of shoes?
It's just a custom sneaker, which I thought, like, I'm quite into the custom sneaker movement, and this was, I thought, the coolest custom this year. It's the Jose Wong Yo Sansta.
So this is actually a custom Babe Star by an artist called Jose Wong.
So he's a Japanese artist turned kind of a fashion designer, I think. And so I think he's most known for he does these masks with bunny ears, which I think Pitbull was wearing, and Bad Bunny or something like that. And he also now does these social distancing hats, which are like the peak is like this.
I've seen them. I didn't know it was by
it's him?
Yeah.
First hand thoughts? I think I see Sailor Moonish on the. So I think he really likes anime.
All I can say about this is, my wife hated it for 2 reasons. The first one is that she says I have too many shoes of this color.
No.
Which I think, I don't know, because I wear the cherry dunks. I wear those a lot.
Okay, yeah.
And she said I can't wear it because I look like a pervert.
You look like you're into some like hardcore shit.
On the side of the shoe, it has like an anime woman printed here.
With a very, very big heart.
Maybe not the best, not the safest shoe to wear for work. The color scheme is very unique. It's like sort of I don't know if it's patent leather on the toe box, but it's like yellow with like pinkish tone. So it's actually a very loud shoe.
And there's also his own, like, I think, branding with his name here and his.
Yeah, I think that's him in the
Very
hat,
cool.
yeah.
It's embroidered in.
It's embroidered in, yeah.
So it's actually a very high quality custom, I think.
Actually, I like the fact that he didn't use Air Force Ones actually. He used Babe Star. You know, usually when they custom, they use like the white Air Force Ones customized, but I like that he used Babe Star.
I think it's a cool shoe.
Yeah, it's a cool
But
shoe.
I'll probably never wear it. Unless my wife goes on holiday or something.
So all in all, I think awesome, very great quality. I'm very surprised.
Yes.
And we also have another pair that we like to review today. This pair is our pair. It's been here in the store for quite long, but we have not talked about it. And it is actually a custom as well, done by our good friend, Mr. S Custom. Now, this is the Indomie Jordan 1 mid. Have you heard of these?
I had not heard of it until you told me about it.
Yeah.
Ask him first, have you even tried Indomie?
Yeah, do you know what
Yes,
Indomie
yes.
is? You have? Okay. Now this actually blew up in local media. I think I first saw an article about these in the Smart Local. So Smart Local did like an article about it, talking about how a customizer was incorporating the Indomie into like shoes. And so I just DM him and said, yo, I need a pair. And luckily enough, I was able to get one pair. He only made 20 of these pairs. So Mr. S, come back to Singapore and we'll help you on the show. We miss you, man, really.
I think one of the main reasons they blew up is also because Singaporeans just love Indomie.
Yeah.
That's why I think
it's a staple.
That's why I think they can relate to this shoe a lot.
Yeah.
Because usually you don't, like, let's say if you're not into sneakers, you probably don't know what colorway is that. But I think Indomie is something everybody can relate to.
Yeah. So James, what do you think about like the color of the shoe? Is this loud enough for you? Is this something?
Yeah, it's
that you-
definitely. I like the loudness. The only thing that I don't like is I don't like this trend of
Oh, I was about to get to that. Yeah, that's like off-white. It's like
Yes.
so it says Missing generation here in like the off-white quotation. Missing is actually like MSG.
Oh,
So it's
I
pretty
didn't know
unique
that.
because like with everything instant, you talk about MSG as well. So he did this like 2 years ago, 1.5 years ago. He's super big now. We'll link his stuff as well. Please go check him out. I think generally, customs should be
Yes.
like
Yeah.
that of this
Yes,
quality
correct.
and this meaning. So yeah.
I think these are two very good examples of custom shoes.
So we've reached the third section of the show, and because he's actually a film writer, we're actually gonna talk about sneakers in media or like in movies and like how it has evolved.
So let's just start with some iconic sneakers from movies. Probably the most iconic sneaker from movies will probably be the Nike Air Max
Yeah.
from the Back to the Future series.
But that is slightly different because I think that the shoe was created in 2011
Yes,
by
correct.
Tinker Hatfield
Correct.
with inspiration from the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has become one of the biggest grails as well.
I think people also forget that Doc Brown also wore a pair
Oh yes,
of,
correct.
Vandals, I think. High
Yeah.
Vandals.
Oh, yeah,
Jordans,
yeah.
But it's just that I think the Nike Air Max were just more relevant because a lot of people was like, wow, cool automatic shoe. Then,
Yeah.
And everything.
Which now we see it's a reality lah.
Yeah,
So
there's really
not 2015 like in the movie, but you know in 2019.
Yeah.
So we
actually
see that's
have
pretty cool.
Automatic the basketball shoes.
Yeah,
with
BB Adapts,
self-lacings
etc.
and everything, yeah. So moving on to another iconic sneaker, the Space Jams from the movie Space Jam. You know, Michael Jordan wore it when he was playing against the Monstars, the Space Jams 11.
So growing up, like what other movies do you?
I try to think of things that actually affected me,
Yeah.
and I think there were two. The first one was The Goonies. I don't know if
Oh.
anybody remembers that
Yeah.
movie.
Okay.
So in The Goonies, there was a Chinese kid called Data, and there's one part where they're at the ship, and the guys are trying to chase them, and he has these custom pair of Nike High. I think they're called Commander Highs or something.
Oh.
And they open up and oil slicks out,
Is
and
it
that was
the-
like the coolest thing. And they slipped, and I was like,
Wow. Okay.
and like as a Asian, I don't know if you guys actually can tell, I'm half Chinese, but
Yeah.
as an Asian kid growing up in a small English town, that was my hero, dude. The second one was because how I got into sneakers was through basketball. Yeah, and so I had this one movie that I used to watch over and over again, which was White Man Can't Jump.
Oh yes,
And,
I like that
um,
movie. Yep.
There was a Woody Harrelson character in that movie wore a pair of high top Nike shoes, and there was a line in the movie where Wesley Snipes says that he dresses like a dork. And I was just like, why? Dude, he's the coolest one. I could never understand what was dorky about it. I thought it was super cool.
I think there's another movie as well that I think all of us know. It's Forrest Gump,
Oh yes, correct.
and in that movie he actually walked in the Nike Cortezes.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So
And the Nike Cortez actually made another return in Wolf of Wall Street,
Yeah.
where Leonardo DiCaprio
Yep.
actually wore it. And I think the most recent hype sneaker in the movie
Yeah.
will actually be the retro Jordan ones that Miles Morales wear in Into the Spider-Verse. which actually inspired actual Jordan 1, the origin story, which I think we have here.
Yeah.
Actually inspired a sneaker. Yeah.
See, a lot of people don't like this sneaker, but I love this.
Yeah, there was another movie that some kid, I think it was like quite recent, some kid wore a pair of Michael Jordan's Nike Blazers and he suddenly became
like
super.
MJ. I think the movie's called like
Yeah,
MJ.
something was
like
called,
Mike.
Like
Like,
Mike,
yeah. So it was like Nike Blazers as well. So pretty cool. Yeah, so I think sneakerhead culture in movies is pretty prominent. We see even collaborations, like the Stranger Things collaboration.
Recently, Nike did a Stranger Things where they not only did like I think on sneakers, they even did hats and apparel line.
Like in mainstream media right now, like people are still wearing sneakers. Like you were telling us.
Yeah, I mean, I notice it every now and then. I think the last one I was watching Killing Eve with my wife, and I noticed that the main character, there was one episode she was wearing a pair of Sakai Blazers.
Yeah, so like Easter eggs here.
Yeah.
In,
Oh,
sneakerhead culture and movies, especially media, it's pretty prominent.
Yes.
And what do you think is the direction? Do you see like more movies starting to collab with sneakers? Do you see people like doing product placements for like hype sneakers in movies or like in shows? Like what?
no, I mean, for me as a writer, you don't really get to affect that. It's like the fashion designer or the set designer does that kind of stuff. But I definitely think, I mean, there was Sneakerheads, was that series on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay.
It's definitely getting more and more prominent and more popular. But I don't know, man, hard to tell. But definitely with the collabs, I think collabs are so hot. Like everything's a collab nowadays.
Yeah. So moving on, I think in another medium of media that we see sneakers being very prevalent in is music videos.
Yes, correct.
Right, obviously music videos. I think Nelly had a song called Air Force Ones.
Yeah.
Literally about Air Force Ones. You know, with the white Air Force Ones. I think 2 Chainz did a video with Kanye where he wore like Yeezy plaids, like the Nike Air Yeezys.
I bought the Off-White 4s, the new, because I saw. I mean, I hate Justin Bieber, but I thought he was wearing them in the Drake video.
Yeah,
like it looks good, dude.
See, so there's a certain level of influence as well.
Yeah, for sure.
And Kanye was actually wearing his, I think, Yeezy ones in the Knock You Down video with Carrie Hilson. Yeah.
And as of recent, I think the baby had it's called Bob. This music video, and he had a very prominent group. A dance group called the Jabberwockies. People like the group with like masks. And
in the Bob video, there was one guy was the UNC ones, the Travis ones.
The Travis ones, yeah.
Well, the Sean's.
The Sean's as well, and then the Cause Force.
Yeah, the Cause Force, yeah.
I guess these are all like small Easter eggs. Like, you know, people will like normal people will look at it and be like, oh, cool.
That's the thing.
Sneakerheads will be like, what are you doing? Oh my god, why? You know, etc. So
that's I find actually like one of the main differences from the older when I was into sneakers before, is like when I was growing up, sneakers were it's from the streets, you know. It was like a poor person thing, and it was kind of like a screw you to the richer people who are in their suits and their leather shoes or whatever. We're wearing sneakers, that's cool. But now it's like rich rappers or rich people. Now it's like high fashion to wear sneakers. There's a major difference, I think. The influence is coming from above rather than below.
Correct. It's like how I want to mention like how basketball actually inspires like us to be sneakerheads. Actually, I feel like music, in music video sense, and the rappers actually inspire maybe people of this generation to start looking into sneakers. Because when you see
the idols,
this rapper wearing like a grill, you'll be like, oh man, what's that? I need to get that or something like that. Yeah.
So I guess in conclusion, I think sneaker culture is here to stay, and it's only going to be more prominent, especially in media, in different mediums of media as well. We will look forward to more sneaker Easter eggs and different collaborations as well. Yeah, so we've talked about everything. Thank you once again for sticking around. It was very interesting, and we'd like to thank once again James for coming on board and sharing with us about like interesting stuff. Yeah, we will see you next episode, and bye.